What's up, everybody? Jed Johnson here from dieselcrew.com. Of course, you know they call me Napalm, and part of this month's 31 Days of Q&A is I want to introduce you to some of the most famous, well-known, and highly regarded feats of strength in the grip world. So today we're going to talk about the inch dumbbell. I want to tell you what it is, some of the story behind it, and help you understand why people think this thing is so cool. So, to get started, let's take a look at the inch dumbbell right now so you know what it is I'm talking about. Alright, so that was the inch dumbbell. That was the first inch dumbbell that I ever bought way back in 2004, I think. Since then, between Luke and myself, we have 4 or 5 inch dumbbells. I can't even remember anymore. But let's talk about this implement a little bit more. First off, I want to let you know that if you already know what the inch dumbbell is and you're trying to figure out how to train for it, I've got a free report, and all you have to do is go down in the comments section and write inch, and I'll reply to your comment and you'll be able to get that free report at the link. So, a lot of people make it too hard. They buy pieces of equipment that are far too expensive. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to build the strength to lift the inch dumbbell. And I know that this works because this is exactly how I built the strength to lift the inch dumbbell. So, inch in the comments section below, and I'll get that free report to you. So, what is the inch dumbbell? The inch dumbbell has absolutely nothing to do with 1 inch. Like, you'll see people call this thing the 1 inch dumbbell. That is not what it is. Inch is the last name of the dude that came up with the inch dumbbell. So if I were to have invented the inch dumbbell, it would be called the Johnson inch dumbbell, because that's my last name. Thomas Inch was the person who came up with this challenge. He was a traveling strongman in the 1800s. And he traveled all over the place. He would bring his inch dumbbells, and he would supposedly challenge people to come from the audience up to try and lift this thing, and then he would do it. We don't need to go into any more detail on Thomas Inch right now, because I'm not convinced he was 100% legit lifting the true heavy challenge dumbbell. But I've covered that in videos in the past. You can look at my channel and find those videos. Let's go on to what exactly the inch dumbbell is. First off, it is a single piece of cast iron, and the handle is 2 3/8 inches thick. So since the globes are about this big and the handle is this big, when you grab onto it and try to pick it up, the globes start to rotate. So if you pick it up left-handed, the globes rotate this way, and the weakest part of your hand is your thumb, and it breaks out of your grip. So when you hear about the rolling action or the spinning action of the inch dumbbell, it's not that those are spinning with the handle as they are attached to the handle. It's that they're turning in your hand, and the handle rips out of your grip. And that's why it's so hard to lift. 172 pounds is the average weight of an inch dumbbell, and that's not too awful much, right? It's only 172 pounds. Anybody can lift that. Well, when you combine the 2 3/8 inch handle that you can't wrap your fingers all around, and the fact that when you try to pick it up, those globes start turning and it rips the handle away from your grip, that is why this thing is so hard to lift. Now, it's got the name the unliftable dumbbell. By no means is the inch dumbbell unliftable. There's been hundreds of people who have lifted the inch dumbbell to lockout. That's the goal. You bend down, you pick it up to lockout, and then you set it back down. Now, I myself have actually cleaned the inch dumbbell. And what that means is I've reached down, grabbed it, picked it up to my shoulder. Ultimately, my goal is to clean the inch dumbbell and then put it overhead. That's called an inch dumbbell clean and press. And I've got a very lengthy video that talks about the actual feat of cleaning and pressing the inch dumbbell over your head. These days, there's all kinds of companies that make replicas. From the top of my head, Slater, what is the actual name of his company? Slater, I don't know the full name of his company right now. I'm an actual rep for Steve Slater. And if you are interested in getting an inch dumbbell, you can contact me, and then I will work with him. Or you can go to him directly, that's fine. There's also Stanowitz that puts out inch dumbbells, and Hall. What is his first name? I cannot think of his first name. I'm really drawing blanks here. But there's multiple companies that put out replicas. Strength Shop also puts out replicas. However, the handles are much longer. They're not considered a true replica. Why is that important? Well, there are feet lists out there that will credit you for performing the Thomas Inch dumbbell deadlift and the clean, but it's got to be a legitimate replica. So the Slater, Stanowitz, and Hall are all considered legitimate replicas. There's also dumbbells that were previously made by Sorinex, which is the one that I showed you in that clip earlier. Iron Mind and Jason Adamski have put out replicas in the past as well. So there's a bunch of companies that either are producing inch dumbbell replicas now or have in the past that are true, legitimate replicas weighing in the neighborhood of 172 pounds. And if you get your hands on one, you could be credited with actually lifting the inch dumbbell. The next thing that I want to cover is, once again, the free report that I have where I show you how you can build the hand strength to lift the inch dumbbell without actually owning one, because the price is quite cost prohibitive of buying an inch dumbbell. Generally, you're going to see that the price of an inch dumbbell replica is in the neighborhood of $600-700, and that's before shipping. So it is quite an investment, but it's cool to own one. However, you don't have to own one in order to develop the strength to lift one, and that's what my free report is all about: how to lift the inch without an inch dumbbell. And again, you can put inch in the comments and I'll get that free report to you. If you have any questions at all that you'd like to have included in the 31 days of Q&A, I encourage you to put them in the comment section of any video. I will screenshot it and hold on to it for when I have an open day to cover these questions. And the 31 days of Q&A will be going throughout the month of December. Now, let's take a look one more time at the Thomas Inch dumbbell, show you some of the dimensions and what exactly is going on with this thing and why it's so cool. So here's that same inch dumbbell that I showed you before. Like I said, I bought this sometime around 2004. And you can see that this one is made by Sorinex. What's really cool is they would emboss, is that the word? But they would put their website right into one of the heads of the dumbbells. The Iron Mind dumbbells did not do that. The Adamski dumbbells did not have that. There are identifiers from Stanowitz and from Hall on the dumbbells, as well as Selene that I forgot to mention earlier. And you can see I have pretty big hands. My hands are about 8.5 inches long from wrist to finger. I have really long thumbs, but I cannot get my thumb and fingers to touch on the inch dumbbell. So there's always a space there. So it's important to not only have the finger strength to contain the handle, but also the thumb strength to act as a brake to limit the amount of rolling action that takes place when you're trying to pick this thing up. And you can see here how big the globes are. They're about 3 times the size of the handle. So that creates, I guess you'd call it inertia. as you break it off the ground, and it's going to want to roll out of your hand. Now, I'm not warmed up right now, and I'm currently in preparation for the Northeast Regional Grip Championship, so I'm not going to bother to pick this implement up. But I have dozens of videos doing various lifts with the inch dumbbell that you can check out on my channel. So there you go. That is the Thomas Inch replica, the inch dumbbell, often called the unliftable dumbbell, but it is definitely not unliftable, guys. You can train to lift the inch. You don't even need one. Put inch in the comments section below. I'll get you their free report. I'll show you exactly what you need to do, the implement you need to buy in order to build the hand strength to lift the inch dumbbell. Thanks for watching, everybody. All the best in your training. Give it one of these. Be sure to subscribe, and if you have any other questions, put them in the comments section below. Take care.